Hello, this is Dr. Bob of Proactive Wellness and Injury Center with some information to help you enjoy the best performance of your life. And look, I'm talking to individuals who are currently or have been on diets, and that includes about eight or 8 out of 10 people, at some time point in their lives and whatnot. And this piece of information is one of the most powerful things that you can do that will help you achieve some of the success that you've been looking toward getting here. And it's not about counting calories at all. But what we're talking about is grams. And in particular, I'm talking about grams of sugar because I'm telling you that we consume, unbeknownst to most of us, myself included, way more sugar than we should. And that is the major culprit, if you will, in preventing us from achieving the success that we're looking for. So, and sugar is just, it's in about everything, anything and everything that you pick up that's packaged, especially at the grocery store, you're going to find sugar in it. And I'll talk to you about some of the names of sugar today that I've come across. But most of us, as I said, are consuming way too much sugar. And instead of counting calories, look at the grams. And so for women, because it's going to be different for the men. For women, about 6 teaspoons or 25 grams a day. 6 teaspoons equaling 25 grams of sugar a day should be the limit for the woman. Now, for the guy, well, we get a little bit more. We get 9 teaspoons or about 30 grams of sugar is our limit in a day. See? So it's six teaspoons, 25 grams for a female, and 9 teaspoons or 30 grams for the male a day. And to put that into perspective, 1 glass of orange juice is about 5.5 teaspoons of sugar. Think about it, we're eating breakfast and we're always told, oh, a healthy glass of orange juice with breakfast and that. Just an 8-ounce glass of orange juice. And I don't recommend the juices or the juice drinks, and I'll talk about that just a little bit more, but because you're getting pure sugar in that, but you're getting in 8 ounces of orange juice, you're getting 5.5 teaspoons of sugar in that one glass of orange juice. You're better off eating the orange, the way the good Lord made it, instead of drinking the orange juice if it's something that you have to have at breakfast. So if you think about it, 5.5 teaspoons of sugar, that's over 20 grams of sugar. Over 20 grams of sugar just in the 1 glass of orange juice that you're drinking at breakfast. That's a huge amount. And here we're talking 20 grams of sugar in that one, and it's the limit for the female is 25. You got 5 more grams that you can ingest before the end of your day. And here for the guy, you've got about 10 grams more that you can go ahead and ingest before the end of your day. And on an average throughout the United States, we are consuming about 17 teaspoons of sugar a day. That's on an average. Now, we're not talking about the sugar highs or the fixes that we need and all the cravings that we have. We're just talking about a normal average day. It's about 17 teaspoons. That's about 71, almost 72 grams of sugar every day. Can you imagine 72 grams of sugar every day? That adds up to about 57 pounds of sugar consumed a year. That's on the average. 57 pounds. So can you imagine if you just reduced or cut out the amount of sugar that you were eating a day, you could conceivably drop over 50 pounds of weight every year. You could keep that off of you just by reducing the amount of sugar that you're consuming. Now, to make you a little bit more savvy, because I said sugar is in about every packaged food that you can get, and that might be one way to avoid it is reduce the amount of packaged foods that you're consuming and go to more whole foods, learn how to cook more in your home or look at whole foods and whatnot. But one of the best ways in not only reducing the amount of sugar, it's also scrutinizing the the ingredients list that you're looking for. So if you see anything on the label that says, because it's under a lot of different aliases, sugar, they're not going to list sugar a lot. They may have another name for it, but it's also known as. So I'm going to give you some also known ases. Fruit juice concentrate. If you see that on in the ingredients, that's sugar. Agave nectar. Sounds really tropical, sounds good, sounds healthy. Agave nectar. It's sugar. Evaporated cane juice. You know, cane is the kicker right there. Evaporated cane juice. Well, sugar, cane obviously. And if it's evaporated, there's no water in it, no liquid. It's just pure sugar. So you don't want that. Corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is garbage. Corn syrup is next to it. You don't want either of those in your ingredients. Caramel or caramel, however you'd like to pronounce it. Caramel. Also, maltose is sugar. Maple syrup, I mean, that's a given. That's, you know, that's sweet. Dextrose, tapioca, glucose syrups, that's sugar syrups, glucose syrups. Also, confectioner's sugar. Confectioner's sugar. It's like it's for baking, so it's got to be good. It's sugar, all right. And then barley malt. That's another name for sugar today. Turbinado sugar. I like that one. Turbinado sugar. It's sugar. So you want to stay away from that. Galactose and treacle. Now you may not be familiar with what treacle is. And I don't clearly remember. It's more common in Britain than it is in the United States as an ingredient, but it's basically a byproduct of heating up sugar. It's like a dark maple syrup or a molasses, but it's called treacle. If you see any of those on the label, be forewarned that that is sugar. Also, here's another little tip. The closer it is to the top, to the beginning of the list of ingredients, so if it's first, second, or third on the list of ingredients, that means and the higher it is up on that list, the more of it there is in the product. So if you see something and the first thing that they start off in the ingredients, forget about the proteins, carbohydrates, fats. Don't even look at that. Look down at the ingredients. If the first thing on the list of ingredients is sugar or maltose sugar, or turbinado sugar, whatever, it's sugar. The whole thing is sugar. The majority of the product is sugar. If it's second or third or fourth on the list, the majority of it is sugar. So what they do is they will list sugar as the third thing, and maybe the fifth thing is fruit juice concentrate, and then the seventh thing is evaporated cane sugar. The 12th thing might be caramel. The 13th maltose. The point of trying to make is if you see those things, basically that product that you have in your hand of which you're reading that ingredient list, it's sugar. So put it down, walk away, and pick something else. All right. So again, sugar is hidden in a lot of our prepackaged or packaged foods. You got to just be a little bit more savvy as a consumer. Learn what these different terms mean, what they represent. Be familiar with them so that when you go shopping, you won't be undoing all of that hard work that you're doing in pursuit of losing that weight, okay? So again, this is information that I hope has been beneficial to you. And until the next video, and look, I would be remiss if I didn't say, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email us at office@pro-activewellness.com. We'll be more than happy to address those questions and try to get you the answers that you're in need of. And we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please do so at Dr. Robert Bartosh. That's the name that you'd want for the YouTube channel now, and it's a long story. But anyway, until the next video, and as always, God bless.